I was out on the bike this morning at 7:30, and when I got home, I had to strip naked. Even my underwear was wet with sweat. Heat wave happening now. The heat wave here is just the beginning. It's like an introductory heat wave, introductory to what lies ahead, introduction to summer. The story I'm telling here is heat wave happening now. It will supposed to break on Friday, meaning tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow it's supposed to ease off. There'll be rain and maybe cool down a little bit. And then there will be another heat wave. You can pretty much guarantee that this is just the end of June. Just wait until July and August. There will be more heat waves, more than likely. What interested me with this first heat wave of the season was how the shock to the body jolts the mind, resulting in a kaleidoscope of mental images, insomnia. The physical discomfort generates interesting mental events. It also intensifies anxiety. I personally experience a low-level anxiety most of the time, like a lot of people. When the body is under pressure, one has difficulty sleeping, one has broken sleep, never adequate sleep. Anxiety intensifies, and the anxiety, I look at it and I realize it's related to the shock waves of what's happening in the world in various countries, Sudan, Gaza, Ukraine, and then of course all kinds of extreme weather events and politics. I won't even touch politics. There's lots on the YouTube about that, or lots in the news about that. But it made me think of idealism, attachment to moral ideas, individuals, very powerful individuals, totalitarian dictators, for example, who are operating according to their personal ideologies, their personal things. They have a little ideology that says, well, it's my right to take over this country. This country rightfully belongs to us, for example, or whatever the reasoning is. I don't want to get into that. But you look at it in the past, in the various attempts over the millennium to conquer Europe and stuff, way back to the Greeks, the Romans, whatever, Napoleon, Hitler, the whole works. And then, of course, colonialization and economic domination and so on. So I'll avoid that. The religious thing is a powerful force. Religion and state seem to be intermingling these days in America. Yesterday, as I was doing my video, a newscap headline popped up on my screen that in Louisiana, there's some sort of law saying that now schools must post the 10 Commandments in every classroom. Now imagine that. I'm not objecting to the 10 Commandments. I'm objecting, and a lot of people are objecting to the fact that this is a Christian document, a Judeo-Christian document. What if you're not a Christian? It says don't worship. One of the commandments is do not worship any other god except for me. Well, what if you're Hindu or Muslim or some other religion? You know, it's basically assuming the superiority of Christianity, saying that we're a Christian nation, and that the reference point is Jesus, who is represented as this white man. The iconic picture that I grew up with in my father's church was Jesus with his nice long flowing shoulder-length hair and his nicely trimmed beard. He looks like a beach boy dressed. He could be walking at Venice Beach in Los Angeles or something, with this sort of blissful look in his eye. You know, the whole reference point of this really nice, clean, long-haired, likable white man representing what we're supposed to strive for as humans. And this is underlined with the Ten Commandments, and then the whole abortion issue, where there was a woman in Ireland, I can check later, but there was a woman who died because she was had some kind of complication with her pregnancy. They refused to do an abortion, and as a result, she died. A woman died in order to uphold some moralistic fantasy. There's some fanatics out there who are more in love with God, they're more in love with their ideals than they are with human beings. There seems to be some kind of paradox I've noticed, that there are individuals, fanatical individuals, who love God and hate humans. The more they love God, and they use their morality as a sadistic tool to clobber and punish, that they're addicted to punishment, that they really get this righteous glow as they throw somebody in jail, or like during the Spanish Inquisition, where heretics and Jews were tortured and killed, or women in the Middle Ages being burned at the stake. Just the righteous joy of these people who inflicted this cruelty. They did it for love of God. Absolute horrific crimes and cruelty. Is this how they show that Jesus, the love of Jesus, that Jesus talked about, love your neighbor as yourself? And here they are persecuting homosexuals, Jews, people of other religions and so on, and using that to justify going into other continents and taking them over, and calling the local inhabitants inferior people because they worship pagan gods, and so on and so on. So all these things came to mind, all the jarring stuff that I was born into and have to process, all these, racism, war, that economic interests are ahead of the well-being of the planet and the well-being of people. Sometimes I get the impression that human life is not even economically viable, that the only thing that counts is money, to make more money. And so what if there's homeless people? So what if there's no more affordable housing? What counts is that there's a huge wealthy class running the world, and that's what it's all about, is these people are guardians of money, and their mission in life is to become trillionaires as soon as possible, because being a billionaire is not enough. They need to become trillionaires, and maybe after that they need to become quadrillionaires, because it's all done for the glory of money. All right, that's my rant, and that's what happens. It's hot, insomnia, and when things cool down, I'll relax and just focus on art and music and try to tune out this low-level anxiety, because what can I do? What can I do as an individual to change the world? I don't think I can do anything other than to take care of what's going on in my mind. If I try to be friendly to the neighbors, that can have some minimal influence, and maybe we end up having a friendly neighborhood if everybody decides to become friendly. And if instead of saying, oh, you're different, and embrace difference, accept difference, respect difference, and be friendly, and then you have a much more peaceful, prosperous society where people just feel much better, and they're less likely to beat each other up. That's my idealism, ranting, whatever. Like John Lennon's Imagine. Of course, you can laugh at it and say it's pretty, but it's just an aspiration. Imagine all the people living life in peace is an aspiration. It's something to aspire towards. I wish everybody happiness, and I stay. Bye-bye until next time.